Hi everyone, I'm Babs Hogan with the Texas Cheese Tour. In 2011, I traveled across the state of Texas and interviewed many different cheese professionals. I learned a lot about cheese, I can tell you that. Well, I have some good news. In 2017, we have a new cheese shop. This is their story.
Hi, I am here to announce something very special that's happening in the Texas cheese world. I am here in Georgetown, Texas with the Stanzeskis of the famous, at least future famous, Stanzeski Cheese and Wine Shop. And I would love to introduce you to these wonderful cheese people. This is Jan and Chester Stanzeski. Tell us what got you sparked in the cheese world.
Well, it's kind of been a zigzag type role. We initially started taking wine classes at the Texas Wine School in Houston, and through the wine school we started meeting a whole different array of individuals and people. And we met the Lindsay at Houston Dairy Maids, and we met the Antonellis with the Antonellis in Austin, and it sparked our interest, and from there we just expanded our focus, and the wine was initially just for our own education, but now we've kind of focused on cheese and the fascination of cheese, and it's now taken us from the industries or the work occupations that we're doing now to something completely different. So it's a whole new venture for us.
Jan, I noticed on your website that you've attended many schools and different classes. Tell us about those classes.
We've had so much fun. We started about a year and a half ago by going up to New York to Murray's 3-day boot camp, and that was just a blast. It was such a good introduction to cheese. 3 days of learning about the types of cheeses and talking to people that are in the industry, people that were cheesemongers, but also just cheese enthusiasts. Good intro. Then we went in the fall of last year, 2015, to San Francisco, to the Cheese School of San Francisco, a 4-day intensive cheese class that included a 1 day of opening a cheese shop by the numbers. So there was reality check. Is this something we really want to do? And it was really fun. We enjoyed it. We learned a lot more about cheese at that school. This year we took another class that was considerably more intensive. We went up to Vermont to the cellars at Jasper Hill. The Academy Opus Cassius, taught by Laurent Mons, who is a French affineur and fromager. He's a cheese rock star in France. And we had a wonderful 4 days of working in the cheese caves in Vermont at Jasper Hill and just learning more and more about cheese. And it just seems like our passion is growing as we do that. We had the opportunity this fall to actually get in the cheese make room at Eagle Mountain Farmhouse Cheese Company in Lipan, Texas. And we actually got to make cheese, and that was a really fun experience. So all of these cheese classes have broadened our passion and excitement and enthusiasm for this cheese world that we're living in.
It also takes us back to not just my parents and aunts and uncles, but for generation, cheese making, my father didn't make cheese, but sausage, along with several other relatives. And this is, in a sense, this was survival food. And we've kind of have forgotten that now. And so as you go and take these classes in charcuterie and cheese making, you realize this is what people did to survive thousands of years ago in Europe and Africa and Asia, and it's wintertime survival food. So it really brought home that our ancestors didn't waste a single thing, and it was an awakening.
It's an ancient art.
Yeah.
That's true. So you mentioned in our earlier conversation off camera something about some wine classes, cheese classes. Can you tell us about your classes?
Yes, we both have taken the Wine Spirit Education Trust, Level 1 and Level 2. We have completed Level 3. We need to take the test. We both have taken the French Wine Scholar Program. And then through the Texas Wine School, we had an opportunity to do a Texas Specialist of Wines. And it focused solely on Texas soils and what's happening in the Texas wine industry. And then
I think that's the one I'm the most proud
and
of.
she really is.
Is our Texas Wine Specialist certification.
And then I've also taken the California Appellation Specialist, and then I got just this year my Level 1 sake certificate through the school. So that's something completely different. Like I said, as we started this, just doing wine classes, all of a sudden, all sorts of other, you start meeting people, you start connecting with people, and all of a sudden it's like, I didn't know anything about sake. Well, now I know a little bit about sake. And through that also, I got a certificate in tequila. I'm not a tequila fan, but I was able to go through a tequila certification. And then...
And he also went to New York and got an olive oil
level
sommelier certification.
Level 1 in olive oils. And I did not realize olive oil is very much like wine in terms of doing the sensory analysis and the tastings. And so once again, met a whole new group of individuals, and it's like, wow, the food world is really vast and has a lot of interesting characters in it.
I would like to talk to you about your experience at the American Cheese Society. So tell us about your experience.
Going to my very first ACS conference this year was such a treat, and getting into the industry, it was a good opportunity to meet people who are passionate about cheese as we are growing in our passion. And yes, there are people from all walks of life, really interesting backgrounds, but one key factor is they're all passionate about this wonderful artisan cheese movement that is going on in the United States, and so many wonderful cheese makers, cheesemongers, and then the people who sell the equipment to make the cheese. There was all types of folks there, but it was a great learning experience, and I look forward to Denver next year. It'll be a great opportunity to continue to network and get to know people.
I didn't make it to Des Moines this year. I'm hoping to go to Denver next year. But just to kind of touch on what Jan was saying, even though I didn't go to the conference, I've met a lot of individuals, and they're extremely supportive. Sue Sturman, Dave Eagle, they're willing to help, give advice, and it's just been fascinating to meet them. And, like I said, we had met a couple named Larry and Linda Falaise up in Vermont. We took the cheese making class with them, and they're wonderful individuals. And so everybody in the cheese industry and the wine industry has really been very supportive when we contact and ask questions and just try to help us focus so that we can stay in cheese.
Tell us what you have to offer for that timid cheese customer.
Well, in a sense, we are the timid cheese customers. We still cannot pronounce all the cheeses. We still do not know all the terms. We're hoping to grow with our customers. But one of the things we want them to understand is that there's far more than just the cheeses that you find at regular retail outlets. And that there are cheeses within, say, a blue cheese, that there's different varieties of blue cheese that you can go and taste from very mild to some incredible earthy, gooey blues from France. And so we're hoping that as people come in and start to grow with us, that it's a journey that both of us can be involved in, or Jan and I can be involved in, not only in our evolution, but the customer's evolution. And I think what I have now found is there really is no bad cheese. There are cheeses that we're unaccustomed to in our culture, but you know what? There's a lot of cheeses out there, and each one has its own personality. And you can stay with goat cheeses, you can stay with sheep cheeses, you can go across the board. One of my favorite comments that I keep saying to myself is mild to wild. You can start off with a fresh cheese and just work your way through. And why stop with something wrapped in saran wrap when you can experience a whole different gamut of cheeses?
Well, that was interesting. I think these people have prepared themselves for this new career, don't you? They certainly have put a lot of time and studied a lot and are ready to go. So they're going to open in February, which is just a few weeks from now. So at the top of the screen, you'll notice an image slideshow. These images are from the tour itself. I've collected these from the websites of the interviewee and photos that I've taken with my own camera, and a few that I borrowed from certain people. And so I will expand that slideshow in just a moment, but I wanted to make a couple of more announcements. You'll notice on the screen a man with the guitar. His name is John Morgan, and John is our wonderful music provider for this tour. He's provided all of the songs for all 34 videos, and so thank you, John, for that. You can see his website at morganguitar.com. Also, the Texas Cheese Tour videos page is up, and you can see all of the participants, the list of participants, and watch the videos, and of course listen to the great music. Our guests today have a very simple website, Stanzeski.com. So if you're interested in the health aspect of cheese, I invite you to visit my blog, which is healthycheeselady.com. So now I'm going to turn my camera off, and I'm going to turn on John's music, and we are going to enjoy the slideshow. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody.